Hey, the Q's just ticked at 450.66 again just now. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Market Never Goes Down show. So, if you thought that a war that's been going on for 35, I was just doing some calculations. I believe the war has been going on for 4,300 years, right? These Jews and the Arabs, right? They haven't liked each other, I think, since, well, I don't want to start getting into my racist hate rant right now, but nobody cares. Right? The market already programmed it in. Right. World War III. So every morning, what you want to do is go look out the window. If the sun is out, bullish. Now, wait, here's another test. Other than VWAP, I want you to do something. Ready? Now, did this some sort of substance fill your lungs? I think it's called air, right? So, did air just fill your lungs? Awesome, bullish, right? Now, now for the third check. Look outside again. Is the sun being blotted out by a nuclear cloud of fallout coming your direction? If the answer is no, bullish. Everything's bullish. We're never going down. All stocks to 1,000, especially TMC. Why TMC? Why not TMC? See, that's how you stay bullish. Why TMC? Why not TMC? There you go. Now you're starting to get into the bullish way. See, when someone asks you, hey, why is the market going up all the time? Because. And they wait for the answer. And that's it. That's why. Because the sun is out, because there's air, because the market's programmed to only go up since 1987, 2 flash crashes, 3 different pandemic bullshit, right? Unprecedented events, right? Everything's factored in now. The only the only thing that's not factored in, TMC breaking 750. Let's go. That's what you want to see. The only thing not factored in, right, is what? What's not factored in? Godzilla. Godzilla. So if Godzilla shows up, right, and starts knocking over buildings and stomping on people and melting us with his fiery electric breath, right? And of course, there'll be a movement out there in New York City where they're wearing Godzilla t-shirts. Yay, Godzilla! Yes, we support Godzilla. Have sympathy for Godzilla. Well, he just melted your friend. It's okay. It's all right. And then there'd be all Godzilla fans, and then be a faction for Godzilla, pro Godzilla. It'd be awesome. No, it would be awful. But that would happen. So after Godzilla's terrorizing and knocking down buildings, and the market would go down for what, maybe a week or two? And then we'd have the, Godzilla can't stop us. Never forget Godzilla. And then we'd forget Godzilla, and then Monster Zero would show up. And somebody would say, see, I told you so. We were supposed to prepare after the Godzilla attack, but we forgot. Oh, that's right. We let all the little Godzillas run around the streets and take over the country. Oh, you're right, because we weren't paying attention. But we were supposed to pay attention because the slogan was never forget. Apparently, we forgot. Now Godzillas are all over the place, right? And it's harder to kill them all. And that's how it's going to end, because we're going to let some alien creature into the country, and they're going to spread like xenophobes. That's what New Alien show is all about, right? And that's what's going to happen, right? So CAI, Caris Life Sciences, right? Do they do life sciences, or do they do AI, or do they do neither? It doesn't matter. The symbol is CAI. It's going. What is it? Doesn't matter. Market never goes down, people. You got a symbol of an IPO? See, these guys know what they're doing. What do? Doesn't matter. They put out a stock symbol, and the symbol is CAI. They know what's up. They might not do life sciences or AI. It doesn't matter. You get it now? Do you? Do you get it? You understand how to trade bull markets? Stop thinking. Just slam your head on the keyboard, hit the buy button, and you'll be up. Godzilla! Kill me! Lucy! By the way, it's a great movie. If you haven't seen Lucy, very subtle innuendos about society all built into that movie. Fantastic movie. Scarlett Johansson and my friend Andy. Come on. So anyway, what's TMC, you ask, right? Who cares, right? Somebody cared. Whoa, somebody sold at 750. Wait a second. Now we got a chance here. Hold on a second. TMC. All right. So now if we get a dip and rip on TMC, that would be sweet. 7 got you 750. Sellers are up there. Dip it back to 7. USAR, same thing as TMC. And all you folks will be very excited to learn that if you miss trades in the beginning of the day, if you don't catch any stuff in the pre-market, or you miss the opening session, if you miss the 10:30 to 11:30 session, at 12 o'clock, almost every day of the week, I'm going to bring it on home with a new show called The Long and Short of It at 12 o'clock with your host, Kenny Glick. All right. I know you're all long ASTS. The only time you sell on this thing is if it goes red, but you got to be looking 47.50. All right. Now watch the IPO. You're at the all-time high. Not much volume, but you got 500,000 shares. Watch for it to break 31 because it's an all-time high. Hang on. Ready? It's a CAI. And my charts don't work. So forget it. Mine look at charts. All right, so it made it back to that prior high, right? So now if it consolidates and breaks it, it's going higher. Best trade right now is if you came in long, you take profits on some, of course, the Qs, right? Not selling ASTS unless it breaks 45 here. And if there are some sellers out there and they are selling this ASTS, so if you walked in long, it's been a pretty decent fade, actually. By the way, our friend SRM still in play. Like I told you, SRM, right? Last week. If it doesn't want to die, it's a buy, right? They love this fucking stock. Guy bought, I saw an order go in for basically 5 million shares. You think that guy was looking to make a quarter? And that was at 742 that day. Remember? That guy's selling now probably. What was it? Like 4 or 5 million shares went through right at 742, between 742 and 750. I was like, you got to buy this stock. And here it is at $10 now. It's just a world of opportunity, man. It's just like one after another. But right now, I'm watching these IPOs, CAI. Let it dip it, let him rip it, dip it, dip it, dip it, rip it, and then it's going to rip, and I'm going to be involved. Slide as well, SLDE. And if you guys are crazy enough, and I know some of you are, CoreWeave has been a decent short when it goes negative. Just remember the first rule of shorting is short-lived and you're going to die. Okay? But this one has been finding some sellers up here in the 170 area. So keep an eye on that. It's been a pretty decent short, and then also it's been a pretty decent stock to watch for the comebacks. All right, bulls going negative. What else did we have on the radar today? Get the KMX going. All right. That was pretty simple. KMX above the VWAP opens up, gets smacked, and there's your day. So again, if you stayed with the option on the trade, stayed with the one we were talking about, earnings plays are always the best. And there it goes. So again, I'm watching IPOs, and I should have short the KMX. And Darden, I'm assuming, is doing fantastic stuff also, right? Yep. Almost reversed. Oh, it is reversed already. So Darden and KMX both shorts, and your day might be over already. So you're Hey, by the way, this is why you got to be able to do this on your own. See, now the two trades, the earnings reports trades. Now, when I get my report from the algo shorted KMX at $60.85 with a 70.50 stop and just made $1.50. Did I do the trade? No, but the algorithm's in. The algo is just doing it automatically for me. So the algorithm that I built, still need a good name for it. I think I'm going to go with the FU lot. But VWAP break, the algorithm only has one agenda. It's short stocks that are above VWAP that reports earnings. Bang! There it is. This is the trade that hasn't failed in over 3 years. And now we got a new one. Bang, add it to the list. So now it's a winning trade, right? Winning. Don't let it become a loser, right? So the idea is the algo sees the orange line. It says, all right, we're not going to cover our entire short until it gets there. But the algorithm also now is already adjusting because it's covering at half numbers and whole numbers. So it's in at 69.50. It's already covered some at 68 and 67.50. So now it puts the stops at 68 and 68.50. So now it can't lose, right? So now you lock this trade in. You're looking for 65 and a quarter, but you're not going to let it go back above where it just broke down from. And that's what the algorithm is doing. So right now, if you're still short KMX, you should still be short KMX. Just covered some KMX, 66.50. Come on. By the way, I don't need to tell you what KMX, right? Boom, right? So now it just covered some at 66.50. Why? Because that's what it's programmed to do. So we're short from 68.50, just got 69.50, just covered at 68.50, 69, 66.50. We're still short KMX, looking for it to go to 65.27, but now we're down to 50% of the position already. So now, as we say in the business, they can't take it from us. We can't lose. It's impossible to lose unless you choose to lose, and then you're a loser, right? So if you're in a trade where you got short at 69.50, you cover some at 69, 68.50, 66.50 just now, which was awesome. So now it lowers the stops to the 67.50. So now if CarMax goes above 67.50, we're out of the whole thing. And if you just said, but you think you thought I thought it was going to 65.29. Yes, that's what usually happens. We trade what usually happens, and then we do what is happening. So our next goal is to get it to go full-blown blue line to orange line. But on the way there, we've covered some, and then we lower the stop, so now we can't lose on the trade. That's it. It's the same day, every day. Still short the CarMax until further notice, right? And now the risk-tolerant trader could now alter the algorithm suggestions. If you want to let it breathe to VWAP and just say, fuck you to my algo, go ahead. You want to, because you're in from this price and you're like, shit, I covered some. I'm just going to let it go. Algo says 65.30. I'm holding on to the whole thing. Maybe you haven't covered anything. That's improper. because it doesn't always work straight to the orange line. You got to cover on the way there in case it does rip up back in your face. It's fantastic when it goes right to the orange line, like it looks like it's happening, but it doesn't always work like that. So knowing it doesn't always work like that, you have to cover on the way there. And then when it gets there, you still have to cover some more. You don't want to cover the whole thing, because if it breaks the orange line, all hell's going to break loose. Woo! Scare you? No, seriously, if it breaks the orange line, chances are this thing could be on the way of a full-blown reversal. But then you remind yourself that the market never goes down. And then you say to yourself, this is a great trade anyway. It's probably going to go right back up. And then you remind yourself that shorting is short-lived and you're going to fucking die. So you should be happy that this trade's working at all, right? And that's the attitude you need to have as a shorter. Holy shit, I can't believe this is actually happening. But this trade is so awesome because gapped up stocks that break VWAP tend to trend back to prior day VWAP to test the strength. This is called reversion. And as we're sitting here, what's going on? So you got your fade in the KMX, but what's happening over there? You see the Qs hitting new highs? You know why? Because the market never goes down. Ever. Give a shit what you think. Market doesn't care about war and famine and death and fire. Well, just check outside. Looks like blue skies. All right, no nuclear fallout headed this way. Guess we're bullish. You guys didn't forget about my slide trade, did you? Huh? Core weave, huh? You thought you were going to be able to stay short core weave? What are you, nuts? By the way, big size on the offer on CarMax. You might think about covering a little bit more right here if it breaks the half. All right. Slide over 21. We're good. We're good on the slide now. Over 21. We're good. You want to sell some right here? Go put an offer out. 21, 25. 23, done. 28, done. 29, done. Go on the offer. 21, 30. Slide. Another winner. Look at this. We can't be stopped. Look where SRAD is, people. SRAD, all-time highs. Coming. You guys didn't forget to buy SRAD when it went green, right? All right, slide. You're up $300 now on this trade. Sold to you. Sold to you. Sold to you. Bye-bye. Next. Oh, that was a pretty good sell. Shit. All right. 21 got you 21.50. That was pretty sweet. All done. By the way, I am not selling SRAD. I'm buying more, and I'm buying more, and I'll be buying more on Monday, and I'll be buying more on Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday also, probably next week, because I'm going to keep buying this stock. I'm going to keep buying it, and I'm going to keep buying it, and I'm going to keep buying it. And every day I buy a little bit more. And then when it goes down, I buy more. When it goes up, I buy not that much because I like buying it when it's down. You know why? Because it keeps going up. So every time it's red, I know it's going to go back up. Those are the days you want to buy it. They say you can't time the market. I seem to be doing it every day on this SRAD because every time this stock is red, it fights for its day and goes green. It doesn't stay green all the time. But when you see a stock that fights, right? If your stock seems to be the one where the markets gets weak and it seems to be leading the charge into the red, your stock sucks, right? When your stock seems to fight for its life during the day and it's red in the morning and then seems to go green at the end of the day, that's bullish. That's what SRAD does. And it's been a month and a half of accumulation, steady accumulation. And when the stock, it might take 3 years. This is not a core weave. This is not This is not, a Coinbase. This is not whatever the other fucking IPO is that went up 7,000%. But this is a conservative play with limited low risk for a decent reward. It's not going to be ASTS. And by the way, you saw how the ASTS sold off. That was just profit taking over the weekend, right? So that's your typical fade. Your typical fade in the bull market. The market pulls back because it gets the people that, let's say you took some ASTS over the weekend, right? And you walked in, and you go, oh man, good thing that nuclear war didn't start. All right, let me take some profits on ASTS. So they sell it off, and then the real players who know the stock's going up 600, they're buying the dip. And that's why CoreWeave's going higher, SRAD's going higher, Q's are going higher, everything's going higher because you can't stop it and nobody can stop it. You understand yet? You get it? I did an hour-long soliloquy of how the market will never go down on StockTwits, and the guy wrote a nice article about me. Apparently, I said some insightful shit. I don't even remember what I say. I just keep talking. But to me, it's the same day. Every day. Since I learned a valuable lesson in 2012 and 2013. Yeah, it took me like 2 years to learn the lesson. Market never goes down. I fought it for almost 2.5, 3 years between 2012 and 2015. Lost everything I ever made. Had to rebuild for the third time in my life. And now I won't fall for the same bullshit ever again. Nuclear war probably is bullish too at this point. But stocks like SRAD, it's a solid company. It's not a high flyer. It's a low volume stock, right? But it's being accumulated. You could see it. You could feel it, right? So when you know a stock's under accumulation, that's when the VWAP breaks even work even better, like an ASTS, like a USAR, right? What's my new favorite stock? MB or MP, like this stock, MP, right? You knew this stock was under accumulation, right? And then it busts. And when it busts out, that's already been under accumulation. Faux show, bro. Stock went from $28 to $40 in a couple of days. All right, more importantly, if you're still in the CoreWeave, let's give it up for CoreWeave. There you go. New all-time highs. 180. You didn't think it was possible. So let me explain this to you one more time if you're out there listening. Most IPOs suck. 90% of them suck. But the 20% that are awesome, 10% of them still suck first. Then they recover. Those are the best ones because when they suck first, the profit takers get out the first couple of days. They crush it. But then the institutions who really believe get in. That's what A-Lab was all about. Reddit, ARM, Palantir, and of course, CoreWeave. So CoreWeave, as it sold off first, because the market was also getting hammered, but the market was CoreWeave was actually strong the day that we were crashing, which was a really big tell. But IPOs, right? When they make their comeback and they break new all-time highs, IPOs that get into the 50s generally go right through the 50s to the 80s. And if they break through into the 80s, they generally go to 120. 120 gets you 150. 150 gets you 180. 180 gets you 250. So now CoreWeave's at 180. And the same people that were bearish this stock, because there is no middle ground on CoreWeave. Either I've seen articles about how the world can't function without CoreWeave and what they provide, and a couple of the analysts who say this company is a fraud and they serve no purpose. And I've never seen anybody who's mildly bullish or bearish. It's either its company is worthless or it can't be, you can't live without it. But I don't care about that. When you have an elite IPO, this is what they do, right? But then you get the Newsmax ones. And by the way, this GUR trade's sick. What did you know about GUR? So let me just take a look at that stock for a second. You see, you were thinking about doing something, right? Never broke VWAP. So on the pullbacks, look what happened. But anyway, CoreWeave, right? So CoreWeave is one of those. So you know the stock is not going down. And every time it's tried to go down, it does the 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. So if you're going to short the stock, and again, there's been a blow off top, two blow off tops was usually bearish, a consolidation that actually led to a sell off, which was bearish. This stock has now fought through 4 bearish attacks and has eaten them alive. You tell me the stock's not going to 250? Of course it is. But now at 180, you won. Stock just went from $35 to 180. You're down to the last 20% of the stock. You put a stock, now you go to stop at 150 and you don't even care. Anyway. And then you got SRM, right? SRM, what I tell you last week, this thing's not going down. They attacked it twice and the buyers were there. They attacked it twice and the buyers were there. They attacked it twice and the buyers were there. So then you know that this is not your typical pump and dump. It's your pump, dump, dump, pump, pump, dump, pump, dump. And actually, that's accurate. Because when the pump and dump gets pumped again and then holds, the next thing is to have it be pumped again. And that's why SRM has been on our list now since Straza brought it to our attention on that news of them using Tron or some other bullshit. And again, it doesn't matter what they do or if they'll ever make money or if the stock inevitably is going to zero, which it is. Inevitably, the stock's going to zero. We know it. Everybody knows it. It's a toy company. Virtually, it's the stock's worth negative 30. But when it's in play, you don't care. You want to make money now, right? Anyway, SRM, good choice. Faux show, bro. Beautiful day. Back to the KMX, right? Anybody still short? Of course you are, right? Just because I stopped talking about it doesn't mean the trade's not on, right? You're still short. Why? Did it break over 67.50? No. So you're still short, waiting to see what happens next. Oh, it almost got to that price. I know. That's why you cover some and you're waiting to see if you get paid more. And if it breaks back over, yeah, you know what? Fuck that shit, right? Now you lower your stop because it already made an attempt to rally. So instead of waiting for 67.50, now you put the stop at the lower level, right? I'm lowering my level. The hard rhyming right here. Now your stop is 66.86. Look, 87, 87, 86. That's your stop. So now you're still short CarMax, and now you lower your stop to 66.86. Yeah, 87. And you sit and wait. Either you get stopped out of what you got left, and that would be a hard stop. Because why even hold it if it breaks over that line? Market's coming in a little bit, by the way. UVXY is going green. ASTS is still hitting new highs. It's a freaking fan. This is the greatest market to trade, man. If you just pick where to stay, you're going to make money, right? Q's long. Now you might actually have a chance to short them. Now, I am not shorting the Q's because there's a guy outside my house waiting to fucking kill me. He's going to dart my ass, right? There he is, the white van guy. He's smiling at me right now. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I see the straitjacket. Yeah, I'm not shorting the Qs. Even though the VWAP's telling me to short the Qs, I have chosen now to stop shorting the Qs. I don't give a shit. Until we start power gapping on the way down, I ain't shorting the Qs. It's a waste of time. I'd rather buy ASTS on every dip. ASTS on the way to 50. We said 50 by Friday. Today's Friday. Where do you think the stock's going? When it breaks 47.50, where's it going? Today, baby, today! 50 by Friday. Here it is. Still worried about this CarMax short? Buy some ASTS. What are you doing? It's been a year-long consolidation. The thing just broke 39. What's going to go to 41? 2 years of consolidation where you think it's going to tack on 2 points? It's going to tack on 50 points. Woo! Get bullish, baby. Get your psychotic bullish hat on. Stocks aren't going up in 2% increments, 50%, 100%. By the way, if you're short the Qs, I'm not going to yell at you right now, but I'm just not shorting the Qs no more. But it is a short. I'm not going to say it's not. Right? Blue line, orange line. You better cover some. You better cover some. So what's the first rule? If you're shorting the Qs, which you got permission to short the Qs today, VWAP break, orange line. Okay. All right. Okay, we're shorting the Qs. All right. Now what do we do, Kenny? All right. King Kong's got nothing on me. Okay. Okay, we're short the Qs. Now what? Now you say, I can't believe this is working. I'm going to cover them when they break over the blue line because that's probably going to be instantaneous. Or you're long the core weave on its way to 200. How you doing? Faux show, bro. VWAP break. Come on. Another 14-point trade there for you. SRM still rocking. You're still short the KMX. You got some SRAD. Come on. The greatest day ever. Okay. All right. And you know what I'm going to do with the KMX money? I'm going to buy more SRAD. And that's how you make money out of making money. That's right. You use the house money, right? What's the bad gambler do? They double up when they lose. What the winner does. The winner takes some of the winners and buys the other stuff with the winners, with the winning money. Who's still short the KMAX? What? Who's still short the CarMax? Who? Let's go. Breaks that half. We're going full-blown reversal, people. KMX. If maybe this is your first time experiencing a blue line, orange line trade, welcome. And now you take some of the CarMax money, right? And you buy some SRAD, you buy some ASTS. And on a side first, and again, I can't keep telling you to buy core weave, but obviously it's going to 250. But we've been long the stock from $48. So I can't keep pounding the table on a stock that's up 400% now. But every day this stock dips and rips. You can just buy it on Monday when they try to sell it off again like they did today. It's 18 points off the lows. Good luck shorting the market. Yeah, all right. All right, so let's see. If you actually are short the Qs right now, let's talk about it for a second, right? You're allowed to stay short the Qs. So if you can make it through 7 minutes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you've made it. So 7 minutes is the law, right? If you can make it being short anything for 7 minutes, now you have to hold, right? You have to. You have to now say, okay, maybe I can get another 7 minutes out of this. So now, 531. Yeah. I mean, you're 50 cents away from being stopped out anyway, so it's not even a big deal. Just don't think you're going to make money shorting the Qs. I mean, seriously, let's not be stupid, right? That's the attitude you need to have. Let's not be insane now. It's working. You made it past 7 minutes, right? And you should be short the Qs right now if you are just trading VWAP and prior day VWAP, right? You're seeing it, right? And I'm telling you this specifically because I'm not shorting the Qs. But if you are, at least you're in the right side. You're on the right side of this trade. And it's working. But first rule of shorting the Qs is it's going to be short-lived and you're going to die. Second rule is make sure you're taking profits while it's working. Third rule is if you're not using a stop at VWAP, you should just excuse yourself from trading right now. Fourth rule is you're fired. But if you don't own ASTS, oh my God, SRAD, new highs, all-time highs. Here we go, right? SRAD. See, my kid's not even, this kid's not even awake right now. I don't even know where he is. Like, he decided to take the day off. His number one stock's moving, and he's not in. So right now is a unique moment in time. The stocks we own are going up and the market's going down. That's how fucking savvy we are. That's savvy. And by the way, if you're out there, my one friend who's like, hey, I'm finally going to take a trade. This SRAD sounds like a good idea. And then he sent me an email. Oh, that didn't work. It was a day. You didn't get the memo? I wasn't buying it to hold for a day. I'm owning this thing. Stock's going to 55, then 80, but it might take 4 years opposed to 7 days like the other stocks because it didn't work that night. I know you were just busting my balls, but where is it now? We're 95 cents away from all-time highs. Huh? Who's laughing now? You should be, because your dollar cost averaged all the way. And now look where the stock is, right? About to bust out, right? Huh? Who's been buying this whole month and a half? Huh? While the market's going down, we're hitting highs. By the way, if you are day trading SRAD, sell all of it right now. Seriously. Just seriously, if you're just day trading the stock tends to not go up more than $1. So it's up $1, you should be selling it. But if you want to swing it or own it, stock pulls back 60 cents right now, it means nothing. But the way I've been trading it is you buy 1,000 shares, you make money on the day trade, and hold 100 or 200 of the 1,000 that you bought. See, that's how you do it. In ASTS, all-time highs. Let's go. The guy on the TikTok, by the way, I know I'm not doing TikTok right now, but the guy on the TikTok said, so ASTS and CoreWeave look like two blatant shorts. And he said he's a market professional, and he's embarrassed for me that I'm suggesting these two stocks. So that was at $30 on ASTS and CoreWeave at 60. I'm an embarrassment to the industry. Yeah. Good. When ASTS is sitting here at $250 a share with a Tesla takeover rumor going around, you'll be saying the same thing. This company doesn't do anything. It's worthless. Same thing with CoreWeave. Yeah, they don't serve any purpose. I know. But stock's sitting here at 620 now. Shit. Whatever they don't do is pretty freaking awesome. Right? The idea of fundamentals coming into play when you're trading, you've already lost. You've already lost. So did you guys buy any Lucy, or you just were fucking around, right? Right? What were you doing? You don't like the faux show bro that I talked about, the ass crack VWAP break at $3? Remember that one? So you understand I just banged out 6 ideas. Every single one of them worked, whichever one you chose. Right? KMX short's the only trade still on for me. If you are short the Qs, good for you. ASTS long, SRAD long, right? ASTS long, SRAD long. Come on. What are you guys waiting for? What are you waiting for? Come on. Made some money on Slide. Thank God we stopped out of that thing. Wow, that was insane. Slide's already back to 1950. Awesome. SRM ain't going anywhere. This thing's going to 1250, then 100, right? ASTS new highs. Where's my gamma squeeze guy? You don't even know what a gamma squeeze is. That's what he said to me. Yeah, I invented the term gamma squeeze. I don't know what it means. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah. Like I didn't know Carvana was about to go to 180 when the stock was at $7. By the way, SRAD new highs. So anyway, this is the greatest market that's ever been ever. This is it. This is the greatest market because you got things every price level, every genre, every type of stock. Pump and dumps are working. Swing trading's working. The only thing that's not working is call spreads. Don't ever do a call spread. Don't ever fucking say call spread in my presence ever again. Worst trade you could possibly put on. Worst idea. It never works. Don't ever think about it. You want to do a put spread? Fantastic. And a long put spread. We're betting on stocks that are going down. Nothing's going down. You want to do some put spreads. You sell the put. You buy the one underneath just in case you're wrong. ASTS, new highs. You guys, you heard about the stocks going to 50 today. You really think so? No, I'm just saying it. It's not about what I think. Do you see what the stock's doing? If you bought the 50s at the open, now you're up 45, 55, 5, 7, 8, 6 times your money. Right? If you bought the 49s at the open, you're in from 11 cents. They're at 81 now. You're up 800%. Have a nice day. The 48s, you bought the 48s, they were 30 cents. Now they're $1.30. And if you're in any of that stuff that I just mentioned, you sell half, right? And now you can't lose. That's how you stay in the business. Take some profits, let the rest run. The CarMax trade's not working out for me now, right? But what am I going to do? They're coming for me. They know where my stop is. Look, they're coming for me. All this by 10 o'clock, right? You can't spend a half an hour with us every morning? By the way, see that stock right there? BZAI? Right. Business AI. Blaze Holdings, right? Probably doesn't do anything. What a great symbol. BZAI, stock will probably be $40 in a couple of weeks. What is it? Who knows? Who cares? You still short the Qs? Well, there you go. Congratulations. Blue line, orange line. Now you stay short because you can't believe this is working right now. You can't believe what's happening. Kenny, I thought you said the market never goes down. Well, it's going down right now. Blue line, orange line. What are you supposed to do here? Cover 50%, put your stop at VWAP, and get under the desk. Get under the desk. All hell's breaking loose, people. All right, listen, if you're in some ASTSs, sure, it's going to 50. Not only is it going to 50, let me just make sure you understand. The stock consolidated for a year. It just broke out from 39. It's going to 50. Easy, right? 50 is just space. You haven't even got to outer space yet, let alone other universes. 50 gets you 80. 80 gets you 120. Don't forget. So yeah, you should be taking some profits. It's a beautiful day. It's Friday. You're up 200-300% on some options here. Sell at least 80%. And now hold the last 20%. And don't sell the stock. Because on Monday, if it doesn't get to 50 today, Monday it'll gap above 50 and go. Because inevitably it's going to power gap again, crushing the shorts, leaving all the wanting, the longs who've been debating whether or not to buy it, because that's how it works. As you're debating with, oh, should I buy it? Yes, it's still a good buy. Yes, it's still a good buy. It's going to 120. It can't go to 120 without breaking 48.30. Oh, stop making sense. It's just math. Can a stock go to 120 without breaking through the 48s? No. Oh, the market look kind of weak right now. Maybe Whatever your excuse is your own. The only thing you should be doing right now is be short the Qs and short the CarMax and long some ASTS. And look, I'm not short the Qs. I told you. I have sworn off shorting the Qs until we get back into the power gap. But that doesn't mean you're not short the Qs right now, giggling your ass off. I can't believe it's working. Oh my God, this VWAP is amazing. Oh my God, I'm long a penny stock from $7. That's trading at 14 now, and the market's crashing. Oh my God. By the way, if you're not in SRM, what are you waiting for? You're waiting for a formal invitation? Did you not hear ASTS to Friday? Get that guy on the line. Let's get that guy. Wait, hang on a second. Let's get that guy. So listen, I know this YouTube thing is all about, short and sweet, but I don't do shit short and sweet, right? I do shit for 4 straight hours every day, standing on my head, as they say, right? And my friend who was out there want to debate about gamma squeezes and ASTS. Is it this? Where's my friend that wanted to short the core weave when I mentioned it at $60? Oh, she said something about the margins. So listen, I know this fucking margins. The guy actually mentioned margins. Seriously, margins. 40% more. I don't even know what you said. You wrote some fundamental bullshit in there trying to analyze a stock. None of fundamental analysis hasn't worked since 1982. Right? When the market goes down, it's not because we've run out of that the earnings are not matching the overbought the underlying PE ratio doesn't match the S&P forecasted earnings projections. That's all fucking bullshit. It's amazing that this industry even exists anymore. Who needs people to manage your money? You're going to pay somebody 2 and 20 to be long the market? You want to join a fund, you join my fund. I'm going to do a 2 and 20 fund, but you're going to be liquid. I'm going to be in the market when it's good to be in the market, and I'm going to be short the market when it's good to be short the market. A la what a hedge fund was supposed to do. Right? So when the market crashes, you're going to be on the right side all day. We're going to be short, then we're going to cover and go long, like good hedge funds, because all we do is algorithmic shit. So right now, even though I said I have sworn off shorting the Qs, you know what the algo's doing right now? Shorting the Qs, because it's an unemotional algorithmic program. Doesn't give a shit about how beaten up that I've gotten shorting the Qs. Doesn't care. Doesn't care how I feel. Maybe that's what we'll name. We'll name it the Terminator. Terminator, that's all he does. He'll find you. And when he does, he'll put his hand through your fucking chest and rip your fucking heart out and show it to you. Because that's what he does. That's all he does. And then my friends who are short the market right now, they're laughing at me. Oh, why can be that short in the market? Because I don't need to. Because we're crushing it. ASTS, Core Weave, SRAD. I don't give a shit the market. Ooh, the Qs are pulling back 2 points. Good for you. SRM. Think I give a shit about shorting the market? You don't have to get in the way of a bull market that never ever ends. So, hey, listen, if you bought SRAD options now you're green on the options too. SRAD, all-time highs. All-time highs, only $1 away. So you're wondering, right? Let me show you the charts. I'm not going to show you the charts. Yeah, I'll show you the charts. Yeah, I'll show you the charts. Watch. Here, look at this. So here, reason to buy the Qs because we never go down, right? 1 minute to the blue line, and we got paid. Market starts to roll over. I sell my long because I'm not going to be completely irresponsible. But I just decide I don't want to short the Qs, even though the market said, hey, you should short the Qs right now. And I said, no, because I don't want to. Did the trade work? Of course it did. Blue line, orange line. You got paid. And now you're getting paid some more. Now, do you think the market's going to stay down? Are you insane? Are you fucking insane? Let's not get stupid now. right? So if you're short the Qs, you're thinking, all right, I better cover if it breaks over the orange line, and now you lower your stop. So if you're psychotic enough, right? So listen, I know this YouTube thing. So if you're psychotic enough to think the market's actually going to go down, right? And nor does it matter at this point now, right? Does it matter? Does it matter? No, because you the one short that we're still in, CarMax, because it hasn't stopped us out of the rest. We're short the CarMax. We made money on the long trade on the Qs in the pre-market. We're long the stock SRM. You know about SRM? When I got you back in at 750 last week? Yeah, it's at 1250 now. You know why? Because nothing matters. You're long ASTS. You're long SRAD. You're long SRM, right? We had a trade on Slide, the IPO, from $21 to about $21.30 average price on the way out. Luckily, it got stopped out at 21 on the way back down. And this is just one day. It's 10:14 in the morning. What are you doing with your life? Right? The greatest time to be a trader ever. You listen to the sweaty guy with the Yankee hat on talking about getting rich overnight. Nobody gets rich overnight as a day trader. You got to be rich already to get rich. Guy talks about a stock that went up at 8% the next day. No one's getting rich on an 8% move. But you know what? You could have got rich today if you came in today and said, you know what? I'm finally going to buy this ASTS. And you look up and you're like, oh, that's right. Today's Friday. I could buy some $48 calls or some $50 lotto plays. And you get in for 9 cents or 12 cents and they banging them out at 50, at 60. Now, if you decide today you wanted to put 120 grand at risk, sure, you made $500,000. Is that rich? I don't know. But you needed the 120 to put on. So unless you got, and again, the guy with the Yankee hat, I mean, everybody on TikTok makes me sick because every shtick they do, I invented it. I've been doing this since 07. I was it was 3 guys on YouTube talking about the market. Me, Oscar Carboni, and the day trading rock star. That was it. Now every schmuck on TikTok. And by the way, if you're watching me, if I'm talking to you specifically, I'll put up $100,000 of my own money to outtrade anybody on TikTok. Step up. Step up. Lambo guy, you. The Lamborghini guys who talk about, all you only talk about is all the shit they own. Never mention even a trade or how to trade or what to trade. Come on. Your Lambo up against my cash. Any time frame, anywhere, any arena, any day. I'll out idea you, out trade. We could just put it at ideas. I'll out idea anybody. I'll go up against an AI because I know what the AIs and the algos are looking for because I am one. You're going to fight the VWAP? You're going to fight a bull market from hell? You're insane. By the way, SRAD. Where's my SRAD players, right? Everybody all right? Oh, Kenny, I bought your SRAD and it went down $1 the next day. Did it? Did it? Did you buy more? Because that was the plan. Did you forget plan B? Or did you forget 1A? Remember, we're in a bull market. You're taking losses on long trades in a bull market? That's your problem. Anyway. So listen. And if you're all still short the Qs right now, unfucking believable. Good for you. Oh, good for you. Maybe the market will crash today. By the way, I am secretly hoping the market does crash today because that'll provide good opportunities. And if you're in ASTS, by all means, you want to be selling, right? You just flirted with the 48. So 48's a stop now. And where do you think the other stop is? Yeah, you were going to say 47.50 and I would have said, yeah, but you know what it is? It's actually 47.33. There's your stops, pivot points, right? I think we just got stopped out of KMX. What the hell just happened? All right, and we're out. And we're out. What can I do? All right, now I'm flat. The beach is calling. I was at the beach yesterday. You guys see my videos? You see my videos on the beach? Sick. Storm just rolling in. I'm sitting on the beach, just puffing, hanging out. Maybe I should move. And as I got up, the storm basically followed me. I wish I would have had a camera. And I'm like, is this actually happening? As I got back to like protection, the wind rips in and knocks some shit over. Glass starts breaking. I'm like, oh shit, the whole place erupts in a massive hurricane. It was awesome. If my knee wasn't killing me, I probably would have ran around and done some crazy shit in it. But anyway, listen, this is it. This is what I do. And what's coming is every day at 12 o'clock, I'm going to recap all this shit that you might or may not have missed. And I'm going to give you an education, and that's going to be part of my new thing. And then I'm going to sell this algo, and for another 2K a year, for a year of this stuff, for $2,000, you're getting everything. You'll never need a money manager ever again. You give me $2,000 for the year, you're set. The lowest entry price to any financial institution ever. And then when I launch my fund, and again, you got to be an accredited investor because I don't want you bitching and moaning if it doesn't work the first couple of months. Oh, I'm down 2%. Good things are coming. Good things are here. When's the last time SRAD's been up this much? YouTube thing's all about Orange Line has already had a day's pay, so stock's having the time of its life, right? This is the first time I take most of it off and it's still going higher. The fuck is going on? Well, we just got stopped out of the day trade portion of ASTS. All right, the day is starting to come to an end very quickly. All right, out of CarMax short, out of ASTS long, and I'm out of the day trade portion of SRAD, but I'm never selling the stock. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to sell puts on it. No one's even selling them to me. That's bullish. And let me just tell you one more freaking time. Out of nowhere, 2 weeks ago, somebody bought $1,725 calls, right? $1,725 calls on a stock that never moves. And that was at 20 cents. 1,700 options. Now they're trading at $1.15. Size matters on options, especially when you see an option contract go from a couple of hundred contracts to 1,700 out of nowhere. Sometimes there's a guy hedging, but a lot of times it's somebody who likes the name. And if SRAD's down 50 cents on Monday and you guys are complaining, you guys watch me on Yahoo Finance, right? What did I tell people on Yahoo Finance? Now, I'm officially known as the most bullish bear there is. I like it because I've seen this market kill shorts way too many times. I gave him SRAD. I gave him ASTS. I gave him the AI rockets robots trade before anybody was talking about quantum. I'm hip to this shit, baby. You know why? Because I've been doing it my whole life. I should be good at this point. Right? And I'm a VIP service, right? VIP. The day trading is most of what we do. But I know more about the market than anybody on earth. And that's true. I'm not trying to do a Trump joke there. I know more about the market than anybody on earth, by far. By far. There's only one person who knows more about it than me, Ken Griffin. That's it. He saw right away that, hey, if we change the stuff to decimalization, we could rob everybody in between the 0.002 and make $1 trillion. Genius. Plus, he built an algorithm to see your orders. Why do you think the stocks do what they do? Because they're pre-programmed. Who pre-programs them? Ken Griffin. That's why he owns an island. So the only way to make money in the market is follow the money, follow the manipulation, follow the rigging, And that's it. It's the same shit. Day after day, week after week, year after year. And why am I not short the Qs? I chose not to be short the Qs. You should be short the Qs. And a couple of days from now, when SRAD's up and rolls over and breaks VWAP, and I'm shorting the shit out of it, and you're wondering, but you just said the stock's going to 50. Why are you shorting? Because it's going down right this second, just like the Qs. You should be crushing the Qs right now, killing them. You should be short the Qs with every penny you have. I'm not joking. The VWAP is telling you should be short the Qs and now pushing your bet. Don't worry about what I'm doing. We got a full-blown reversal on the Qs on a Friday. All hell's breaking loose, people. This is it. Run. All right, I just got off the phone with my father. He said, calm the fuck down, buy the dip. I said, Dad, this time is different. We just broke multi-day VWAP. He said, what the fuck are you talking about? No, my dad doesn't curse. He said, what are you talking about? He's like, I don't care about your charts. What's happening? I said, the market's actually mildly pulling back on a Friday. It's kind of surprising. And he said, great, it'll be up on Monday. See? Everybody needs a good trading coach. But right now, secretly, I'm short 600 Qs right now. I'm not going to sit here and not short the Qs when they went negative. I'm not totally psychotic. Come on, I'm up $600 already. Look at me, hun. See that? That one cup of coffee, I'm up $600. Oh, I better cover. And I'm out. I just made $600 right there getting a cup of coffee. Seriously. What'd you just do? I just shorted 600 QQQ when they went negative, and I just made almost 92 cents on the trade. How you doing? Think I'm going to sit here letting the Qs go negative? That's a 1-minute multi-day VWAP reversal on the Qs. Have I mentioned this trade hasn't failed in 22 years? I'm not going to not take it. Oh, man. Shit, I thought you said you weren't going to short the Qs. Well, now I did. You got a problem with that? I hope you're short from the VWAP break. Somebody's short the Qs. This guy's short the Qs. You actually really want to know if I'm short the Qs right now? Yeah, they went negative. Do you think, seriously, thanks for the text, do you think I'm going to sit here and let the QQQ, was it the bane of my existence? Is that the phrase? I don't use sayings, so I don't know what any of them mean. Shorting the Qs has ruined my life. Literally. If I had never shorted the Qs in my lifetime, I'd be in another stratosphere of life. Actually, I probably wouldn't be, because I would just look at the money like I do and never buy anything, and my wife would buy all the shit. I'd probably be sitting here in the same t-shirt and shorts from 1987. That's my story. But when you see a trade that has worked almost every time it shows up, this is the 1-minute multi-day VWAP reversal. See, that's why this trade is so super duper. And this is a great day to explain this moment. You know why? Because what I just did was old school trading. So that's the reversal part. You guys still following? Did I just put everybody to sleep? I don't know, man. I just bought SRAD. You said the stock was going to 50. I'll see you in 2 years. All right, cool, man. But the reason that the 1-minute multi-day VWAP reversal trade is the number one trade ever created. The only thing, actually, the 1-minute multi-day VWAP reversal is the number one trade. The faux show bro VWAP break is a close second. Because the reversal part, and by the way, I'm out of the Q short already. Thank you. You know, I got in late. I got to get out quick. But I got my 92 cents out of it. So take a look, right? So here's why it works so well, right? Stop texting me. Yes, I'm out of the queues. I'm not joking. That's how I trade. What do you want? So here's this day. I should record this. Oh, wait, I am recording it. So everybody who's watching this, aliens, overlords, when you come down to wipe us all out, save me. I'm the greatest trader ever. You might need me for something. I am the Matrix. Right? Look at that cover. I covered at the lows too. That was me right there. I'm that good. So the reason that the 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal is so awesome is the reversal stage is the last of it. When we were growing up back in the day, as I was trading from 1994, basically 95, one of the first things I learned and the first things I noticed, if a stock was red and it would go green, it would usually stay green for the rest of the day. It would reverse. If a stock was green in the morning and then gave up that gap, it usually would go down for the rest of the day because it would reverse. And that was a visceral moment. Your stock was doing really well. Now it's not. Oh, this sucks. And they would dump it. Stock was awful, had some bad news, starts to rally, goes up. The shorts would be like, oh shit, what the hell's going on here? Let's cover. The reversal was good enough to make a living. And we would just sit there waiting for stocks to go from red to green. And, again, 1999 came along and the market would dip and rip and faux show bro almost every day. Now, fast forward to where we're living as VWAP, as our Lord and Master. VWAP's telling you that there may be a reversal coming. So it's telling you to get short up here at 532.16, looking for it to get through the 530.62, then the reversal. So you got the 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. So a trade that has been working for me, and I just proved it because I just got short the Qs on the reversal at 529 and covered around 528 and change. That's the reversal part. That's just from red to green, or green in this case, to red. So that's why this trade is so awesome, because you're getting into a trade that has been working for 30 years, 3 or 4 points ahead of schedule. So you're getting in before even the reversal part. 1 minute, multi-day, VWAP, reversal. Welcome to my life. Hey, listen, I'm kind of bewildered that SRAT is having such a great day. I think because consolidation leads to breakouts in a bull market, and this stock is obviously being accumulated. Now, here's where you might find it to be weird. I want the stock to go down. I didn't buy enough. I'd love to see it dip back under 25. I'm buying. I don't buy the stock when it's green. I buy it when it's red because it's being accumulated. So now that it's up 4% for the day, I don't buy it up here. I got to wait. I buy it when it's red. And by the way, that QQQ short, not only is it over for me, it probably should be over for you too. Because now if you're still short, right, and it breaks back over these lines where it broke down from, now you see why I draw my own red lines, where it broke up from, broke down from, breaks back over these lines, chances are you're going to start screaming to the upside, right? Now, this is the moment of truth, you psychotic bastards, right? This is the moment of truth. Will you be able to stay short the Qs? Right here, this is it. Because if I was short still, I'm not letting it go back above where it just flirted with 3 different times. So there's 1, 2. So now it would be 529.15. You're talking about 10 cents away. I'd have to cover at least another 20-30% of it, right? Because there's no way you want to stay short the Qs. It's basically illegal. But now you got some levels. You got where you broke down from. So if, let's say 29.15, you get out of some more, right? And then 29.63, and then you're just psychotic. Why not just cover the rest, right? But look, right now is the moment of truth. Now you're getting this moment we're living in right this second is giving you either permission to stay short or telling you to get the fludge out of it. And right now it's giving you permission to stay short, which is very unique, right? Selling on a Friday in a bull market. It's not, you can't ignore it. As psychotically bullish as this market has been, you can't ignore what's going on. And it's super important because we generally don't go down on Fridays. We generally don't give up gaps on Fridays. But look at the market, Blanche. We are giving up the gap. We are going down on a Friday. I won't be ignored, Dan. Right? I put a short on. I already covered. I took my quick little money. But look, the way I look at this market right now is the QQQ is a cash register right now. It's an ATM. Everybody's up on the Qs, right? You're flirting with all-time highs. I want to buy some more ASTS. All right. What do you think's going on? Yeah, I'll sell some QQQ and I'll buy some ASTS. That's what's happening. I want to buy some more SRAD. And obviously my choice, I don't know if you guys remember my choice. I was in CoreWeave and SRAD, and I decided to sell my CoreWeave to buy more SRAD. Bad choice, but that was my choice. So right now, what do you think's going on with the Qs? They're not going down, right? They're not going down. Where we going? We're not going anywhere, right? You already had a sell-off. People are using the Qs as a little cash register, an ATM. I'm going to take some money out of it. Ooh, this IPO looks good. I'm going to buy that. Ew. Oh, this SRAD looks good. All right, I'll sell some Qs and I'll buy some SRAD. Money doesn't come out of the market. We're in a bull market from hell. Money's flowing in from every angle. I love the story where they were trying to pretend that there was an outflow of U.S. equities across the board. Yeah, right. We're gonna go put our money into the Turkish, the Turkish or the Vietnamese or whatever JC's talking about. He's always mentioning some other country. Yeah, nah. Don't worry about Turkey or Bolivia. Money's not coming out of the U.S. markets. Money's always pouring in USA, USA, USA. And then when we nuke Iran, it's going to be bullish that night. You'll see. And by the way, now it's 2 more weeks for all hell to break loose. I'm still waiting. It's been 3 months for all hell to break loose. Now we're postponing it another 2 weeks. I'm still waiting for all hell to break loose. I don't see any hell or breaking loose or any of that stuff. Before we go any further, remember CAI this morning? Woo! That would have been a loss. Good thing we didn't put that trade on. I was thinking about buying this thing that broke 31. Damn. Good thing I never broke 31. I mean, wait, before I even complete this thought, it's not like I would be still in the stock, right? Stock doesn't go your way. You sell it. By the way, I bought more silver, if anybody's wondering. I got some 1943 Walking Liberties. Yeah. I bought a couple of 5-ounce poured. Yes. Yeah. And by the way, I'm hip, right? I've been buying silver since $18. Come on. Right? I've been showing my silver off for what? 4 years now? Huh? Little 1-ounce bars. How cute. Got a sheet of 1 ounces. told my kids to get me a silver tester for Father's Day, and they bought me a pair of headphones. So close. They were like, "Wow, I thought you were kidding. What the hell's a silver tester?" Anyway, this thing costs $1,000. All right, let me show you my charts. Let me show you. So anyway, when the market goes down, right, and when I say, "Oh, look how cute it is," right? These are just moments where people are taking profits still, right? Look, you're short. You're about to be faux show bro. You can't stay short this market. That's why when I got in late on the reversal part, I was thrilled I actually got 92 cents out of it. Because I was about, if it wouldn't have went down immediately, I would have covered for a quick loss. But I want to show you something about the market, what it just did. You ready for this? Watch this. Oh my freaking God. What did it do? It retraced back to the levels from this morning, which is also the 15-day VWAP. So now wherever Eric is, probably on the golf course, this pullback until it breaks is new generational lows on the Qs until broken. You laugh, but you'll see. Right now, generational lows are still the 20-day, but right now, new generational lows may have just been put in. Now the 15-day might be new generational lows. Ooh, big size on the offer on CAI. That's interesting. You see that guy in the offer? That's usually a buyer. When they start flashing 500,000, 200,000 on the offer, you see them buying them, 420. Let's see if they gobble the guy up. Holy shit, wait a second. The Qs just did something dramatic. Look, that's why I draw my own red lines. Look how they tried to get over that prior area and failed miserably. Hun, get my father on the line. The market might go down today. Call him. Make sure everybody's all right. Call your friends. And my wife just ignores me. One of these days I'm going to be serious, honey. All hell's breaking loose.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Are you talking to me?
No, seriously. The market's actually going down. It's 1041. Sell everything. I'm trying. My computer is having some issues. I thought it was the internet. I think it's just me. Everything's a little sluggish. Even when I log on to YouTube and log on to do some live stuff, everything's a little bit sluggish, and I gotta wait. It's almost like I'm on dial-up again. But all kidding aside, that was a massive, massive, massive moment on the Qs. And you see how the red line was resistance? Because I'm good at what I do. Because stocks retrace back and forth to where they came from if they can't get over prior. Now, if you're still short the Qs and you're using that proper stop, you're still short the Qs. Amazing. And I am actually going to short some SRAD now because probably going to start going down because that's what the stock does. It was up $1. It was above 26. I was not a bad area. By the way, ASTS, not a bad out. Not selling all of it. Day trade on ASTS is over, right? You got paid. And now we're on to Monday. It's not like the stock's not going to 50. It just might not be going there today. It's only 1043, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, right, let's see if I can get this thing loaded up. Loaded up. Loaded up. All right. I'm stuck. I'm stuck in a loop. What was I about to do? All right, Charles. And you see, my friends, if today's your first day and you just did a few of these trades, you just paid for what? A week, month, year, 2 years? And soon, I know this might sound insane, I'm gonna be hawking $10,000 products because you're getting me solid, an algorithm, an alert system. I mean, seriously, we're talking. You get a symposium of information for 8 hours a day. I mean, we're talking a 10 grand product here, and that should be a month. So, and again, we spent some money on this thing now, and now it's been been doing this thing behind the scenes for almost 18 months. It's not free. So see, and that's why it's like the algo is telling me, Kenny, why aren't you shorting the Qs? I was like, shut up, algo. I don't want to short the Qs. But meanwhile, it shorted the Qs for me, and it worked. See, it takes the emotion out. That's worth money right there. Right? The market doesn't know how badly I've been scarred and the post-traumatic stress that I have from shorting the Qs. It's laughing its ass off at me. Look, now it's even below where I covered. Oh, shit. Holy shit, it's happening. It's a Friday sell-off, everybody. Run for the hills. No, seriously, UVXY is green, and the market just hit new lows. What the hell's going on? I'm actually getting a kick out of my own. I'm getting a kick out of myself today. I love it. Because this is real trading, right? And this is why I teach, right? Look, I'm not going to say I regret not shorting the Qs. Who cares? It's a 4-point trade now. I would like to short it earlier. I took something off the trade, right? It's not like I didn't participate, but now I'm kind of feeling a little bit left out. But listen, if you are still short the Qs and you use the stops that I just gave you, you should be amazed. And you know what's cool about what I just showed you? My new friend with the red lines? Wait till you meet my partner in a gay way. My partner, Salagello, his algo draws these lines pretty much for you at proper places to place stops. So it takes even more thought out of the equation. And the less you think, the better off you are, right? Because thinking prevented me from shorting the Qs where I should have been shorting at 532.25. But my thought process was, I'm not shorting the Qs. I hate shorting the Qs. Luckily, all of my other trades worked. Now think about it. If I would have done 600 shares up here, right? 600 short, I would have covered 300 here, 50% of the orange line. And I'd still be short probably 200 of my 6. Not a bad trade. Does anybody short the Qs? Don't be scared. I'm not gonna hurt you. If you want to admit it, it's okay. It was a proper trade, just like I described, just like I said. Right? I'm not gonna be delusional. I can't get this thing to work. I don't know why. Just sitting here loading. Window, screen, share. Did it work? Hey, there it did. I just can't get I'd like to know how to take my face and throw it in the upper left corner, the lower right. Like it's always covering what I'm trying to show you. It's so annoying. I always got to raise the chart up. And that's like, even when I do this thing, it doesn't work right. Yeah, there you go. So that's what you're looking at right now. You are below the 15-day VWAP, right, on the Qs. So here's the 1 minute. This is the one. Oh, you can't see it because I'm working on two different computers. That's why the best thing to do is come to the damn website so I don't have to broadcast on 13 different platforms all at the same time. I don't even know who I'm talking to at this point. All right, there you go. Hang on here. Look at this. So that's your 15-day. We just broke the 15-day, and we are flirting with Thursday after whatever that was. So we just basically did what the market normally does. It wants to test levels from where it came. So we just came full circle. So here's the 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal, if you know what it looks like. There's the 1 minute where I said, I'm not shorting the Qs. Here's the multi-day where I said, maybe I should be shorting the Qs. And then we reversed, and this is where I shorted the Qs. Made a quick 600 right there. Why not? Made $524. Bang. Right? And then I placed the stops at levels where things happened before. And you see that last pivot? That last pivot right there? That last try to go up, you would have not covered because it never broke above that price. So you should still be short the Qs. Now take a look at this. Here's the 15-day VWAP again. We're through that. We are breaking the prior day lows, which is bearish. I'm even seeing this shit right now. And now here's your 20-day VWAP. So the next logical place, and I use that word loosely, is the Q should pull back at least 2 more points right here. And if you are still short the Qs, congratulations. And this is a great moment for teaching as well, because when the market is doing something that you don't expect it to do, you do what the market's doing. Even more so. That's when you know you're a good trader, because you're accepting that you're wrong and in that moment joining the winning side of the trade. Right? I thought this would be a boring, bullish day where we'd probably get the blue line to the orange line, hold the orange line, rally above the blue line, and then sit here and consolidate between 532.50 and 535 all day. That's what I thought. And I'm way off. But I know if you see selling on a Friday, that's super bearish because you don't usually see it, right? You break through the 1 minute and the multi-day on the Qs, you're generally following through. You got yourself a full-blown reversal. And as Becky's pointing out, UVXY is green on a Friday while we're selling off. That's the makings of I was about to say a crash. As if. But it's the makings of a real sell-off. And now, all that being said, let's see if we actually sell off. Because 3 points ain't a sell-off, people. 3.5% is a sell-off. That's about 18 to 21 points. Let me see us get that going on, baby. Good. Bring it. Bring it. By the way, this SRAD, my first loss of the day. You fucking idiot. For one time I short it. It doesn't break VWAP. Oh, my God. I immediately got out of the short. I just lost $80. It's not even funny, actually. The one time I go to play a pullback, it doesn't pull back. The one time! See, I almost got faux show broed on my own stock. Look at this. Holy crap. Ladies and gentlemen, SRAD. Wow. Come on, people. This has been one good month. And here's your 3-year chart on SRAD. Wait, let me just show you the lifetime chart on SRAD for a second. Does this look like a stock that's about to go down or up? You think he feels better or worse? What movie? I'll give you a hint. He gets hit in the nuts with the back end of a shotgun. You think he feels better or worse? So here's the lifetime chart of SRAD. You think that's going higher or not? What does that look like? What's that look like? You got everything you need to see. Andy Dufresne, lifetime VWAP break, ass crack VWAP break, Kardashian bottom, consolidation break higher, consolidation break higher, all-time highs in sight. And when the stock goes into the 30s, where's it going? 50. No matter how long you got to wait. How long you got to wait? You might have to wait a while on this one because it only goes up, but now that it's breaking out, maybe it'll start acting a little bit better by chugging a couple of points a day. But let's address the elephant in the room. QQQ breaking the down, right? On its way to test the dreaded 20-day VWAP, people. This is actually happening right in front of our face on a Friday. All hell legitimately is breaking loose. Now, I say that, and I always say it with a smile on my face because all hell never breaks loose. So let's go back to the 1 minute, right? And now you just place a stop. So where did we just break down from is where you place your stop on the way back up. You want to stay short the Qs? You want to have the delusion that we're going to keep going down all day? Cool. Now you only got to give yourself $1 of risk because your last attempt to rally is your new stop. And now you could stay short as long as you want, as long as it doesn't break back above where it just tried to rally, which was 526.89. Put your feet up on the desk. You think the market's going to crash today? Great. Let's see. Let's see what you got. By the way, I just took my first loss of the day on this SRAD short. You believe that shit? Short of 400 shares. I wound up losing 20 cents. I was like, you know what? What am I doing? Out. And now, if that SRAD sell-off trend is broken, that's super bullish because most of the time the stock would be up $1. It would give back 60, 70 cents of it. If it stays, this is now 2 days in a row where it's ran and held. It's super bullish. And anybody bought anything now, even if you were the guy that bought the $25 calls a month ago, remember they were 70 cents? They just hit $1.20. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not even at 11 o'clock. To call this a VWAP or a trading symposium doesn't even cut it. What's bigger than we're not a conference. Symposium is just a great word. This is beyond this. What's a super symposium? How about that? Right? And you haven't even met Solid Jello yet this morning. Or Mike Noss. Or the rest of the crew. One of the parts about trading is that you're all alone. It's an isolating business. Not when you're with me and my friends. And then we're gonna spin off Solid soon. Then what are you gonna do? So I think what we're doing now, considering we're going to have 3 massively different things all wrapped into one, you guys get your maintenance plans, whatever they do. Because the new service, when I bottle all these things together, it's going to be $12,000 a year. Because it's going to be worth it. $12,000 a year, you made $12,000 today. Some guys made $12,000 just in the core weave trade, just holding the swing trade. ASD, I mean, come on. Not to mention the mob trade. Who's still in the mob with me? Come on, we're still in the mob from 250, right? Swing trade maniac that I am. Look at me. I can't be stopped. Look at this. I'm in the stock from 250. You know what mob does? Israeli drones. Right? Israeli drones is where you want to be. Because when the next attack is all drones, and you hear Israel just annihilated all 90 people, 90 million Iranians in an overnight attack brought to you by Mobilecom Limited. Stock's going to be at $500 that night. Yay, war. And by the way, secretly, I believe that's why this market's selling off right now. I don't understand why. I mean, people, I guess, thinking this escalation. Right. Sure. And I will change my tune, my friends. I will be aggressively shorting the market. If the Qs get into the May 11th power gap area, I will call in the big guns. That's when I hack my father's account and make sure he sells the Qs. No joke. We get into the May power gap. Let me show you where the May power gap is now. If you're staring at my charts now, right? We get into the May power gap, right? Now, the 20 days is important because it takes in the power gap, right? But if you go back 3 months, right? Here's the power gap. The power gap happened over the weekend. You get into the power gap, you're going to go right through it. There ain't nothing there, right? And every schmuck like me who's been waiting for a real reason to sell and go short and get aggressive, they'll get aggressive. We start breaking near that 517.50 area again. Because if we get into the power gap, we're going to get annihilated. That's going to be we're going to go down 5% that day because there's nothing in there, right? Just like right now, we're searching for that level. We're looking for the 20-day right now. And you have to expect us to get there. So it's only $1 away. You have to think the Qs are going to 524.50 right now. So yeah, you put your stop. Don't let it go ripping against you. But right now, you're on the right side of this trade. UVXY, green on a Friday. Qs are going down. Dow's going negative. S&Ps are negative. This is happening. And I love it. I love that this is happening. Because this is how you trade. Because there's no bullshit in here. I was long the Qs this morning. I made money. And I was short the Qs and I made money. And now I'm not on either side. But Becky is. Eric is. Solid's crushing. They don't worry about what I'm doing. They know what's up. They got the program. They know about 20-day VWAP. So now now that you're through the 15, right? The more risk tolerant you are, and again, my risk tolerance when shorting the Qs is 0. It's very hard to trade without risk on. So I use the littlest risk. So every time we rally and we don't break out of that range, that's the new stop. So now if you're still short the Qs, which you should be, right? Your new stop, let's get rid of all these lines because none of it matters. The only line that matters now, 2 lines. The 15-day, 3 lines. The 15-day that we bounced off and rolled through, extremely important. This last green candle, massively important. And where are we headed? The 20-day VWAP. Right? So today, you're killing 1-minute multi-day VWAP reversal, still rocking, right? You're through the 15. You're through pre-market lows. Everything's super bearish. So the pre-market lows now are your closest stop. Your target remains 20-day, almost there. Right? Target remains 524.55. They're almost there. So now you say to yourself, I can't believe I'm still short the Qs. This is awesome. I think they're going to 524.55. I put my bid in there, waiting, and I place my stop. And if you have even if you have 100 shares left or 1 contract, well, if you have 1 contract, you can't do much. You got 2 contracts, And again, what should you be in? Let me see if you guys pay attention to what I ever tell you about. If you're short the Qs right now, what options should you have been in? You should have been the 530s, and the lotto play was the 525. So the 530s, you can see here, and I'll show you why I like trading in the money options right here, right? If you trade in the money options, they trade with the stock, so you can trade on the chart. So you go, let's go 530, maybe in the 531s, right? Boom, 531s. So let's get rid of the theoretical values. Bang, bang. Remove. And I can never get that to remain. And there it is. There's your 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. So that's the puts. So the same kind of thing. If you're in these from, let's say, $1.13, you've sold a majority at 3. You've sold some at 4. You've sold some at 5. Now you put your stop at that pivot, right? So you hold until they break 460. Because now you've sold some, or at least 50%, because you've won the trade. Now you hold on for glory. Or you'll be putting a glory hold on exit 57, because you still have to factor in that the idea that the market's going to stay down today is just insane. You can't factor it in, right? But right now, it's 11 o'clock. You could start thinking that it might stay down today, right? But you place your stops. And that's how if you're going to short the Qs, this is the mentality you have to do it in. You can't believe it's working. I'm going to milk this trade as much as I can, knowing it's not going to last. But right now, it is lasting. And you want to know what else happened while we're sitting here? While we're sitting here, do you see what else is happening? What's the only other stock that we put a trade on? Come on. You know it. Qs, CarMax, SRAD, ASTS. What was the other one? What was the other one? What was it? Way back at like 9:33 this morning. Remember that one? Come on. Anybody? No? Nobody? I guess I'm all alone here. Close. It was SLDE. Right? Oh my freaking God. Right? I got in late, took a little money, got stopped out flat on the last little bit of it. And then what does it do? It faux shows and it hits the VWAP, and then it faux shows and then breaks the VWAP. Same exact trade. Even better, actually, because you got in cheaper. Oh! Stop buying the mob so aggressively. Stop. What are you doing? Get on the bid. Let it come to you. Don't chase the mob. It's very illiquid. They'll fuck with you. Get on the bid. Don't buy the offer. Relax. See what they do? Don't chase the offer on this stock. It's a diabolical piece of shit, that stock. Wait for it to come to you. Don't buy it on the offer. See how they open the spread up? Just dirty. That's why low volume stocks are hard to trade. See what they do? All right, you guys having a good time? First day here, guy? You having a nice time, right? Wait till you meet Solid, my partner, in a gay way. My grandmother would get a kick out of that when I say that out loud. My grandmother was so cute because they were from back in the day where racism was accepted, and things that she would still say to this day. I remember she watched one of my videos, and I was talking. It was just one of those videos where I was just said something about my butt. I'll be polite, and she says, "Who wants to hear stories about your rear end?" And I said, "It's the internet. You'd actually be surprised how many people actually want to hear stories just about my rear end." And she mulls it over for a second, And she says, "You mean the gays?" Yes, the gays. By the way, we haven't seen that video from my grandparents in a while. Where is that thing? Oh, I forgot the name of the video. What was it? Hit the Big Grandma, something like that. There it is. This only has 4,000 views. Come on. By the way, these are my real grandparents, and this is exactly how they would talk.
Something wrong with him. Never acted normal.
I don't know what you're talking about. No problem with that. Everything he did was fine. I don't know why you don't believe what I said.
He's a fucking idiot.
I remember when I became a broker, she asked me genuinely, "Why would anybody listen to you?" Thanks. I ask the same question all the time, Grandma. I don't know. I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. Why would anybody listen to you? What do you know? By the way, it was my grandfather that would smoke the Lucky Strikes with no filter. That guy. He would smoke the Lucky Strikes, no filter. Blow the smoke right in my face as we were playing Hearts, because I was playing Hearts when I was 6. I was playing Hearts when I was 6. He's teaching me every card game. My grandfather was he was a hustler. He literally count cards. He knew what you were holding. Oh, what was my point? So Lucky Strike, Lucky Strike, no filter, and he had this big black pipe too. So at the end, when he couldn't hold the roach of the Lucky Strike, he'd tear it open and put the tobacco, what was left, into the pipe, and then smoke the pipe and blow it in my face. Nobody had a problem with secondhand smoke, right? I used to kind of like it. I used to kind of dig what my grandpa smelled like. He just smelled like a chimney. I kind of liked it in a weird way because it was my grandpa. Well, I didn't know any better. This is what he smells like. He smokes, and he would light the next cigarette sometimes he would light the next one with the cigarette. I'm like, wow, I guess that's what chain smoking was. It just never stopped. What was my point? Oh, I don't even know. Yeah, surliness of my grandparents. Yeah, so wait a while. Yeah, playing cards with my grandfather, with my other friends. He'd start yelling at everybody. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you throwing the 9? He's about to throw. He's got the queen. He's going to trump you. Why would you throw the 9? How do you know what we're all holding? What are you, idiots? Now throw the 10. He'll throw the jack, and then he'll come with the queen. Well, how do you know what we're holding and what we're thinking? That was what was playing. And then he'd blow smoke in our face. That's how I was playing cards with my grandfather. Driving with him was a lot of fun. All right, Grandpa, you want to make a left at the next light? The next light? The next light? Or this light? The one coming or the next light? No, the next light. This next one coming or the next one? You got to be more clear. The next one. The next. Oh, you just missed it. You said the next one. Wait a while. You meant that one? Why didn't you say this one, not the next one? No, because it wasn't here yet. The next one was the one you just drove past. Wait a while. You say we missed the turn? Wait a while. You don't hear that phrase anymore either. Wait a while. Why didn't you say the next one? I did say the next one. I grew up we were in Brooklyn. My grandparents lived in Queens. My childhood, they lived in Rockaway Beach. And then they moved to Florida and divorced us all. I didn't know I had grandparents for a good 2 or 3 years because the rates were too expensive for us to call long distance. True story. Rates would come down at 11 o'clock. I was sleeping. A couple of years later, when rates came down, I learned I had my grandparents who were still alive. What? Grandma's alive? I remember when cell phones started becoming a thing, I would call my grandmother. She'd like, all right, I'll let you go. I know this call's expensive. Grandma, it's all one price now. I don't know what that means, but I'll let you go. Oh, my grandmother was so hilarious. She'd complain about you not calling her and then want to go in the same sense. How come you don't call me? I never hear from you. All right, I'll let you go. What? Okay. And then, of course, later on, it's where? And now my mom is my grandma. It's so funny when she said, where? Where? All right, I got places to be, and it's been a profitable morning. You guys shorted the queues. I'm glad you survived. Congratulations. You know it's over, right? Oh, you thought you were going to stay short the queues all day? You bought that line. Wait a while. Yeah, my grandfather did sound like Amos. Amos was more like this. I love black people. I mean, I had 3 black women working for me. I love black people and their nappy hair. I love them. What do you call them? Nappy-haired hoes? Man, then his career was over. I love black people. When you have to say I love black people on TV, you're in some sort of trouble. Remember those days? Remember Imus? You guys remember that story? Imus. I love black people. All right, you maniacs. This was an awesome day. And now the $80 I lost on my SRAD short, now it's right back to where I shorted it. See, I didn't have to even take that loss. Thank you. My name's Kenny Glick, and I will be here for the rest of somebody's life. But I want to remind you, Kevin, if you're listening, there's no such thing as a lifetime subscription to a human being. By the way, there's no such thing as a lifetime subscription to anything except the library. And even there, I think they make you like redo your card every once in a while. Just remind everybody of that. There is no such thing as a lifetime subscription to a human being. That was abolished, and everybody should know that's what June 19th is all about. The idea, exactly. Solid. I love you, man. That's exactly why June 19th became a holiday, is to remind you that there's no such thing as a lifetime subscription to a human being. All right, that's my time, everybody. You all have a great weekend. And if you're here, don't forget to tip your bartender. And if you're driving, don't drink. And if you're drinking, don't drive. Later today, we have Solid Jello come to the main stage. He sings, he dances. He's 6'8", and if you don't like what he has to say, he'll kick your fucking ass. All right? And if you are still short the queues, you are clearly delusional and psychotic at this point. So that trade just came to a screeching halt. Did you really think it was going to keep going? All right, you almost got there. Oh, we almost got to the 20-day. So damn close. Now you know if this is our new generational low, if we roll on Monday and break today's lows and the 20-day, we may actually have a sell-off that lasts more than 7 minutes like we did today. But again, always have the same default, especially when you're shorting the Qs. It's not going to last. Okay? That's my time. I'll be back later today. I got a couple of meetings about this algo. We got a lot of cool stuff happening. We're going to be doing less schmoozing, more midday reports. So it's actually a schmooze every day. And I'm probably not going to be doing too many things Thursday night anymore in the summer anyway, because I want to go out and live a life and get the hell out of my house. All right. I'll see you guys in a couple hours. If we are blessed with the wonderful and talented Solid Jello, we never know when he's going to show up. But when he does show up, it's fantastic. Y'all have a great couple of hours. I'll be back by 2. Now, do you guys know where that reference is, or do I have to play that again? You're going to make me play that, aren't you? You know what I'm talking about? Does anyone even know what I'm talking about? I don't even know. There's another one where he goes on and on. Something about two every morning at 2. You never heard Casey Kasem wigging out? IFAS. There was a stock IFAS. All right. IFAS. I can't leave. I got a meeting to get to. IFAS, wasn't it? IFAS? IFUS? Is that still a stock? Yeah, 38 cents. Buy all you can. I'm sure April told you to buy it. He knows everything about every stock. Oh, you gotta be an IFAS. Cutting edge biotech stock, right? Mr. Scientist. Yeah, he probably got you in like $80, right? Yeah. 38 cents. Where is it now? Sounds like an 8-ball stock, right? How's that Veru working out for you? Oh, IFAS. I don't even know. IFAS. I was wondering about Mobby Fabies. Wait, now I got to find Casey Kasem doing 2. Casey Kasem 2. We used to play this on my radio show. That's how old this is. 2. This thing is, it's like I have such Tourette's that stuff that like when my kids just watch Scarface. Yes, me and my kids watch Scarface. There's so many lines from that movie that I've been saying to them, and it all came together that day. It was so funny. Like, oh my god, because the pelican scene is such a small, tiny. Oh, pelican, pelican, fly. I've been saying that shit forever since I seen Scarface when it came out when I was a kid, which scarred me for life. But it's so before I go, I gotta get you this. Wait. 2. Two. Hello. God. It's funny to me because we use this stuff as carts as my on Brooklyn College radio. Fucking ponderous, man. Ponderous. Fucking ponderous. Because my show was on at 2. I did all classic rock, so it was mostly the Rush. I would do Rush all afternoon. All right. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys later today. I'm actually going to leave this time. 2. All right. You just witnessed everything that's awesome about me. This is what you get. It's going up to 12,500 a year soon. So get in now for $5,000, and maybe I'll let you have part of the algorithm for nothing. And then inevitably, we're gonna bring this thing to the point where it's automated, and it's gonna be fucking awesome, and we're all gonna get paid, and all this stuff that you've been waiting for since 07. My plan is 10x in 10 years. That's my goal, because that was what Tepper did. I want to do 10x in 10 years, right? So if I said legitimately, if you gave me $25,000 today, I will give you $250,000 in 10 years. Would you sign up for that? Because I know I would. 10x, 10 years. 10x, 10 years. That's my goal. Namaste.